Hello everyone, this is Mr. Molo with the Are You Ready for Chapter 5, and this is located on page 139. So we got a couple different problems here. First, 4, we're moving from a percent to a decimal. If you remember how to do this from last year, we're just going to actually move the decimal 2 spots to the left. So in the number 22%, the decimal is right there at the end. So we move it to the left 2 spots, and that becomes 0.22 as a decimal. Same thing with 75%. Decimals at the end, move it 2 spots to the left, so 75% becomes 0.75. These are where it gets kind of tricky with 3 and 4, because you think it would just be 0.6, but remember we have to move it 2 spots to the left, so 1, 2, so we kind of have an empty spot there, and we put a 0 in there. So 6% becomes 0.06. And then when we get to 189%, remember this is over 100%. So when I move the decimal 2 spots to the left, we get a 1.89. So you're going to have a 1 in front of that decimal instead of the usual 0 that we have. And then it's kind of the opposite then when we write a decimal as a percent. So we have 0.59. So instead of moving the decimal 2 spots to the left, we'd move it 2 spots to the right. So 1, 2, 0.59 becomes 59%. 0.98, 2 spots to the right, becomes 98%. Then again, the last 2 are a little bit trickier. So we move this 2 spots to the right. You might think it's going to become 20%, but really it's only 2%. And the last one with the 1.33, it's going to be over 100%. So it ends up becoming 133%. And then for the last 6 here, we need to find the percent of each number. And this is pretty much going to be done in a calculator here. So if you have that percent button, you can use it. Otherwise, you have to make that into a percent. So I'll show you both ways. So 50%, we want it as a decimal. So 2 spots to the left. So 1, 2. So in the calculator, we put 0.50. This word of means times. So we do 0.50 times 64. So if we grab our calculator here, so we could either do 0.50 times 64 and get our answer of 32, or my percent button is right here above the 8. It looks like I need to hit the second button afterwards. So 50, second button, then percent, and then same thing times 64. And no matter what, we get 32 as an answer. So if you have that percent button, you can go ahead and use it. Otherwise, you can just make it into a decimal and then do it from there. So 7% of 30. So 7% times 30 would be 2.1. 15% of 160. 15% of 160 becomes 24. 32% of 62, so I'll do this one the other way. Move that over, so 0.32 times 62. 0.32, whoops, not 2 points. Times 62 is 19.84. Well, 120% of 4. So 120%, whoops, not 1200%, times 4 gives me 4.8. And 6% of 1,000. 6% of 1,000 gives me 60. Oops, not 60%. All right, so that is it for the Are You Ready? You have a homework assignment on my HRW waiting for you. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.